Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're jumping right into a really powerful personal narrative inspired by the lyrics of The Altar of Self-Love. We're going to explore this journey from constantly seeking external validation, which, let's be honest, so many of us struggle with, to finally finding lasting inner peace. If you've ever felt like you completely lose yourself in other people, or if you're battling with your own self-worth, well, this explainer is made specifically for you.
Let's kick things off right here. I want you to just take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, really let this realization wash over you. Maybe the missing piece was never another person. Maybe it was me. Think about that. The healing you've been so exhaustively searching for in friendships or romantic partners, or even just chasing the approval of your coworkers, it's actually been right there waiting inside you all along.
So let's get into Section 1, the exhaustion of people-pleasing, and what it means to lose yourself in others. We usually hit a breaking point with this, right? Take a look at these patterns of self-abandonment and ask yourself if they hit a little too close to home. I mean, have you ever just smiled through a conversation while inside your spirit felt completely lost? Or maybe you've had that moment where saying no to an unreasonable request at work or some exhausting favor for a friend just feels literally impossible. So what do? You just keep giving your heart and your time away, completely abandoning your own needs just to keep the peace. It's an incredibly exhausting way to live. But honestly, recognizing these exact patterns, that's the very first step to breaking them.
Moving on to Section 2, the quiet turning point and finding strength in solitude.
This right here captures such a profound emotional shift. Because for so long, silence is the place where we hide our hurts, right? We carry our pain and swallow our needs in the quiet. But the magic happens when you finally start listening to your own soul softly speaking. That exact same silence actually transforms. It stops being scary. As it says here, the silence sounds like healing, finally.
Okay, I want you to take another deep breath for me right now. Hold it for just a second, and as you let it out, really let your soul hear this powerful question. How are you going to ask somebody to hold a heart you won't hold too? Seriously, how can you expect a partner, a friend, or honestly the whole world to treasure you if you actively refuse to nurture your own self-worth? The source material here is really challenging us to see our own light before we ever expect anyone else to see it.
So the absolutely crucial takeaway here is that true love and acceptance, it just cannot be measured by someone else telling you your worth. Validation from the outside world is incredibly fleeting. If your foundation of self-worth is built entirely on other people's opinions, it's always going to be fragile.
If there is just one single thing you take away from this explainer today, please let it be this powerful affirmation. Peace begins the moment you finally choose yourself first. And, I want to offer some comforting advice to anyone out there who might be feeling a little pang of guilt hearing this. Choosing your own happiness is not selfish. It's not arrogant. It is an absolutely essential requirement for lasting peace. You simply cannot pour from an empty cup.
Which brings us to Section 3, stopping the internal war and the actual actions of inner healing.
I just absolutely love how these lyrics map out such a beautiful, practical path to self-respect. First, you have to dance slower with your feelings. Basically, give yourself some grace to process things. Second, let that wounded inner child breathe. Third, and this is a big one, stop apologizing for existing. Taking up space actively protects your peace. Fourth, intentionally plant better seeds in your mind. Think of 3 simple morning affirmations, like I am enough, I'm worthy of rest, and my peace is my priority. And finally, let every scar become a lesson and a release, rather than a heavy burden you just keep carrying around. Because let's face it, inner peace isn't just handed to you by the universe wrapped up in a little bow. As the source material reveals, inner peace isn't something given. It only grows and blossoms when you actively lay down your weapons and stop the internal war. You literally have to accept yourself unconditionally, scars and the whole shebang.
And now, Section 4, Wholeness in Future Relationships, Arriving at Self-Completion.
This right here is the ultimate transformation in our narrative. We're moving from a state of desperate dependency, searching for completion inside somebody else's hands, to a place of really profound security. You arrive at this amazing point where you can genuinely love somebody else, but without losing who you are in the process. Your boundaries remain intact, and your peace remains totally protected.
I want you to try closing your eyes for just a second and visualize yourself in this exact state. Picture a really soft, calm, natural environment all around you. When love or new opportunities finally come your way, they don't find someone who is broken and begging to be fixed. They find you whole. They find you healed. They find you finally free. You are no longer just a half looking for a match. You're an entirely whole person.
And this brings us to what's really the emotional peak of the song and of our explainer today. Because the greatest kind of love was the love I gave to me. It's such a beautiful reminder that no romantic partner, no massive career achievement, and no amount of external validation can ever outshine or replace that foundational love you absolutely must offer yourself.
To close out this explainer today, I'd love for you to grab a pen or just open a note on your phone. Write this question down as a daily journal prompt. What is one way you chose yourself today? And right underneath that, list 3 core personal values you want to protect tomorrow. You can use this simple daily check-in as a habit tracking tool to actually measure your healing. Whether it's setting a tiny boundary or just taking 5 minutes for a deep breath, record it. Share your self-love journey with the people around you, and please carry this inner peace with you as you navigate the rest of your day. Thank you so much for learning with me.